Deep beneath a remote island in Finland, engineers are constructing a tomb designed to last 100,000 years. This tomb isn't for royalty. It's for a poison so deadly it must be locked away from the world forever. They are carving a city of tunnels nearly half a kilometer deep into solid rock, a network that will stretch for 50 kilometers. This is the story of Onkalo, the world's first permanent nuclear waste city, an engineering marvel built to outlast civilization itself. But how do you build something that survives longer than the pyramids? And what happens if you fail? For more than 70 years, nuclear power has provided the world with enormous amounts of energy. But it's always come with one nagging question. What do we do with the waste? Spent nuclear fuel remains dangerously radioactive for thousands of generations. For decades, countries stored it in temporary pools or concrete casks, essentially passing the problem down the line. But in 1994, Finland took a different approach. They passed a law requiring that all of their nuclear waste must be permanently managed inside Finland. It couldn't be sold, shipped abroad, or left for future generations to solve. That single decision sparked a 40-year journey. Scientists scoured the country for the perfect location. They needed rock that was ancient, stable, and solid. In 2000, they settled on a quiet island called Onkalo, home to one of Finland's nuclear power plants. The bedrock there is nearly 2 billion years old, a solid block of granite that has barely shifted since it formed. It was one of the most stable spots on Earth. They named the project Onkalo, the Finnish word for hiding place. The mission: dig deep into this ancient rock and create a permanent home for their nuclear legacy. Finding the right rock was only the start. How do you carve a city inside it without damaging it? The first step was excavation, but this wasn't ordinary tunneling. Speed wasn't the goal. Perfection was. Beginning in 2004, engineers started creating a giant spiral ramp, like a corkscrew descending into the earth. This main access tunnel stretches 5 kilometers long. To visualize that, if you stood it upright, it would be taller than 16 Eiffel Towers stacked on top of each other. It slopes gently downward, wide enough for large trucks, reaching a depth of more than 400 meters, roughly the height of a skyscraper. The team used a careful drill and blast method, removing about 5 meters of rock at a time with controlled explosions. Every blast was calculated to minimize damage to the surrounding rock, which serves as the most crucial wall of this tomb. Engineers also drilled 3 massive vertical shafts for people, air, and equipment using a technique called raise boring. They first drill a small hole, then pull a large cutting head back up, carving out a near-perfect circle. Digging this deep comes with challenges. Even in solid granite, tiny cracks contain water. To prevent flooding, engineers pump a special cement called grout into these fissures. They even developed a low pH grout that won't harm other materials in the tomb over millennia. The entire construction process doubled as a massive science experiment. As they dug, the team constantly tested the rock, mapped cracks, and measured every drop of water to verify their computer models. They were learning the rock as they built inside it. But the tunnels themselves are just the container. The true engineering marvel lies in the system that holds the waste. It's called the KBS-3 method, a set of nested barriers resembling Russian dolls, providing 5 layers of protection between the nuclear fuel and the outside world. Barrier 1 is the fuel itself, which is a solid ceramic. But Barrier 2, the canister, is where real engineering begins. It's not a simple metal box. The inner layer is a super strong cast iron frame designed to withstand the immense pressure of the rock above. The outer layer is a 5-centimeter thick shell of pure, corrosion-resistant copper. Each canister is over 5 meters tall and weighs up to 29,000 kilograms, the equivalent of 4 large elephants. Sealing the copper shell is critical. Engineers use a futuristic technique called friction stir welding. A special tool spins at high speed and presses the lid down, heating the copper just enough to make it soft like clay, then stirs the pieces together. Once it cools, the lid and canister form a single solid piece of metal with no seam. Every seal is inspected with ultrasound to ensure perfection. Barrier 3 is the buffer. Each sealed canister is lowered into a deep hole in the tunnel floor. Surrounding it are blocks of bentonite clay. This isn't ordinary clay. When it absorbs small amounts of groundwater, it swells, filling every crack and forming a waterproof cocoon. It acts as a shock absorber, protecting the canister from rock movements and preventing water from reaching the copper. Barrier 4 is backfill. Once a tunnel is filled with canisters in clay-lined holes, the rest of the tunnel is packed with more bentonite clay and crushed rock, sealing it completely. And finally, Barrier 5 is the bedrock itself. Hundreds of meters of ancient, solid granite. Stable for nearly 2 billion years, it shields the tomb from surface threats like ice ages or earthquakes. 5 layers of protection, all designed to function without power or human intervention for eternity. So, what does a project like this cost and when will it be finished? The century-long initiative carries a price tag estimated between €3 and 5 billion. But taxpayers don't foot the bill. Finnish law requires nuclear companies that generate waste to cover disposal costs, built into the price of electricity. After decades of work, Onkalo is in its final phase. In August 2024, the team began a trial run, testing every part of the system with non-radioactive dummy canisters. In a high-tech surface facility, robotic arms will place real spent fuel into copper canisters behind 1.3-meter thick concrete walls. After welding, a special elevator will lower them 430 meters into the repository, where remote-controlled vehicles carry them to their final resting spots. The facility is expected to receive its first real canisters in the mid-2020s, once the Finnish government grants its final operating license, now anticipated by the end of 2025. Not everyone is convinced it's perfect. Some scientists worry copper may corrode unpredictably over 100,000 years. Others argue burying spent fuel wastes an enormous energy resource that future technology might reclaim. But Finland has chosen to take responsibility for its waste now. Over the next century, Onkalo will slowly fill. Around 2120, the main entrance will be sealed, leaving the site to vanish back into the forest, with its secret buried deep beneath. Onkalo is more than tunnels. It's an answer to one of the atomic age's biggest questions. A message in a bottle cast into the deep ocean of time. A monument of responsibility. Finland is the first country to build such a tomb, but Sweden, France, and Canada are now following suit. So what do you think? Is this the ultimate solution to nuclear waste? Or are we hiding a treasure future generations might need? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed exploring Earth's oldest secrets, like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for our next deep dive into the world's most incredible engineering feats.